Hi, this is Garrison Comstock with Garrison Team Real Estate, back here again in November to talk to you about the market update, especially here in the South Bay. Go over all of the statistics for you and let you know what's going on. So here in the South Bay, let's share my screen, share and present. So for November 2020, these are the statistics for October. So this is the South Bay, all of the South Bay. And as you can see, closed listings down a little bit, pending listings down a little bit, and new listings staying pretty much the same, but down just a little bit from September. Nothing's really changed. We're hitting kind of this slowdown here towards the end of the year. We've never really had much inventory this year in 2020. And now it seems like we're getting towards the holidays. And so inventory is going to tighten up even more over the next month or so. What that means for buyers is you will have less to look at, but many buyers at the same time are going to be waiting until next year. So you'll also have less competition. Usually the amount of people who decide to wait till 2021 will be the same on both sides. So you have less sellers and less buyers, which means less competition, both when you're selling your property and when you're buying a property. The month supply here is 2.5. That's how much time, if we had no more listings today, how long it would take the buyers at the current rate to gobble up all the properties. It's very low. It means inventory is very low. And the fun fact for this year is we're on pace to actually sell more listings this year than last year. I know I said that in my last market update. It's a crazy statistic because who would have thought in March that in 2020 we'd have a chance to sell more listings than in 2019. Percentage of list price barely changed. That means everything that comes on market that is nice still sells over list price and sells quickly. You can see the median days on market is dead the same. It's 10 days on market. So over or half the amount of listings sell for under 10 days. You put your property on 1 week, you have 1 weekend of a bunch of showings, you get a couple offers, you counter those offers, and the place is sold like that. So that's the South Bay statistics, kind of more of the same here. Nothing's really changed. We'll see as we go into the next couple months, especially with some people calling for another slowdown. We'll see what happens with regards to listings in this month, November, and then also December. So this is the weekly unemployment filings in millions. I wanted to put this on here because it looks good. I'd like to give us all a pat on the back for going back to work, for hiring folks again. Every week since March, our first initial shutdown, every week, almost every week, the weekly unemployment filings has decreased. So that's a good sign. And then even better, currently receiving unemployment insurance, the number has decreased since about mid-May. So 7.3 million still getting unemployment is still too high. But looking at the trend line coming down, it just means that more folks, more friends, more families are going back to work these days than are becoming unemployed. And trending in that direction, if it continues, that's just great news for everybody. It also has a big effect on distressed properties. Many have asked me about what's coming. I've been doing these update videos all year. You can go back in the past. I've said many times that I don't see distressed properties coming to market because 40% of the United States has 100% equity in their home, and over 60% has 60% equity in their home. So even if families are falling on hard times, the majority of families have wiggle room to either sell their home without being distressed or to refinance at today's low rates. So you can see in 2012, there's 35% of all sales were distressed, and now we're at less than 1%. They're very, very rare, especially in this area. I'm a South Bay guy. Distressed property sales in this area are very, very rare. Numbers to show that is the number of mortgages in active forbearance. Initially, when forbearance started, many of the media outlets were calling for really, really high numbers. And this is going to affect the housing market. We're going to have a ton of homes that are going to come to market. And yet, as we've moved along, people who have chosen to take the forbearance as an in case, just in case something bad happens, because it's March or it's May in the terms of this graph, and we don't know what's going to happen. So let's take the forbearance, keep making our payments, have come out of it. So it's been decreasing the amount of homes in active forbearance full time. Many have gotten extensions as well. As you can see, we still have plenty of homes in it, but this is a good sign as well. Folks have either come out of forbearance or they've paid off their loan either through a sale or some sort of refinance. We don't know the actual statistics on that, how much of each of those, but once again, this trend line is good. So everything's looking good. The reason, so housing is still very affordable. I hear a lot that prices are too high, and it's the end of the year, so I thought I'd address that really quick. In terms of average salary and average income and interest rates and housing affordability, we're actually very affordable right now, and that's why prices keep rising. So one of the main reasons for that is the historically low rates. We've got some of the lowest interest rates right now that we've ever had in history, and that makes how much buyers can afford that much higher. So if that changes, that will change affordability. So I guess this slide is for you, all those buyers out there that are on the fence, that are thinking about potentially purchasing but don't love the prices out there. The statistics don't show prices coming down anytime soon. The demand will remain strong with the millennials. We will have tons of demand in the next couple of years. And supply doesn't usually spike unless everybody loses all of their money. If anything was going to do it, it would have been coronavirus this year. It did not happen. However, interest rates are still low. Interest rates are the only things that aren't really predictable in this environment right now. And I know that the Fed has come out and said they aren't going to raise them, but then in 2017, 2019, the Fed kept saying they were going to raise them and never did. And I just want to point out that December of last year, the prevailing rates were right around 4%. And we had almost a year now of being around 3% prevailing rates, which is crazy low. They can't stay that low forever. At least I don't think so. There's really only a way they can go from here, and that's up. And to give you an idea, if you were to raise the interest rate just 1 point, just from 3% to 4%, like where they were last December, 2019, that will decrease buying power by 100,000. So friends out there who are thinking about purchasing and your price range is 600,000 and you don't necessarily love what's in the 600,000 range, you think you want within the 650 range or the 700,000 range, I would urge you not to wait for that to come down. Rather, it's more likely that interest rates go up and your $600,000 price range becomes $500,000, and then you really don't like what you can get for your money. Interest rates are incredibly low. Real estate is a long-term investment. You can be in this house for the rest of your life if you want to, or you can trade out and use it to purchase something else in 5 to 7 years. Either way, you're not buying it to sell it next year. It's a long-term investment. So lock in that small rate, lock in that low rate. And sellers, I don't see anything happening to sales prices, like I said before. However, now is a good time if you were going to trade up, because you can also lock in that low rate on your next place. This remains to be one of the greatest sellers markets of all time, but it's also a fantastic buyer's market, which we haven't seen. So it's great to sell and buy. If interest rates go up, then your house might still sell at the same price, but your next house is now more expensive. So just think about that. Remember where interest rates are. Many folks who are choosing to sell now are selling in order to lock in that interest rate on their next home, choosing to move up now while the going is good. That's what many people are choosing to do. So yeah, I have a slide here with regards to interest rates. And yeah, 2019, at a certain point, they were up around 4%. This whole year, we've been down by 3%, and then Housing Wire and many others project they will continue to rise from here on out. Not go crazy, but remember, 1% is like $100,000 in affordability. So just be cognizant of that. If you have an opportunity to take advantage of the interest rates the way they are now, probably should. So that is the update for this month. I really thank you for joining me. That was the November update for the October statistics. I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or shoot me a text or shoot me an email, garrison@soldbygarrison.com. I really do appreciate it. Love having conversations with everybody about what's going on. I'm here in the South Bay. I'm here to answer any of your questions, and I hope you have a great holiday. Talk to you later.